Okay, so here we go with your mini video on factor label method. I decided to make a whole video on it because last semester the kids had a really hard time with it. So I wanted to go ahead and go through. So I'm just going to rewrite this equation out here as we go. And basically what the factor label method is a way to convert other units into each other. So you might want to, for this example, you're converting 25 kilometers per hour to meters per second. Okay, so you're going from kilometers per hour to meters per second, and it's not easy because seconds are not simply by tens, right? They're by 60s to get to minutes, 60s to get to hours, so that's where it gets a little bit confusing. So this is how you would rewrite this, okay? And I'm going to move this over here. Okay, so if you would rewrite this, I'm going to write 25 kilometers for 1 hour, okay? And if I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to write 1,000 meters. Oh, I'm going to have to start writing a little smaller. 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. So this is showing me that I've driven 25 kilometers in 1 hour. That's what this is showing me. And what this is showing me is that I've got that 1 kilometer is equal to 1,000 meters. Okay, the reason why I wrote the kilometers on bottom is because it has to be opposite side of this line. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pause the video for a second and rewrite this a little neater. Maybe. Okay, so I've written it a little neater here. A little neater anyway. So you'll notice here, like I said, it's important that I have this unit, 25 kilometers per hour, and it goes all the way to seconds. Okay, so I have to have this unit on the opposite side of this unit. Okay, the reason being is just like in math class, these units are going to cancel out. Okay, so I'm going to cancel out my kilometer here on top with my kilometers on the bottom. Okay, and I had to put, once I went over to time, okay, I didn't know which to do, so I did 1 hour into 60 minutes right here, sorry, because you can't see where I'm pointing. So this part right here. So I did 1 hour over 60 minutes. I had to put the hour on top because the hour is on the bottom over here. Okay, so I put hour on top here. And you'll see why that's important when I do another example down bottom. Okay, so my hour here cancels out, my hour here cancels out. Okay, and I have to do this twice because an hour goes into minutes, then a minute goes into seconds, and we're trying to get meters per second. It says right here. Okay, so my minute cancels out and my minute cancels out. Okay, now I'm just left with letters and or with numbers, and the only letters I have is minutes or meters right here and seconds. So I know when, after I do all my math, my answer is going to be meters over seconds or meters per second, whatever my answer is. So what I do is I can just get rid of this one right here because 25 divided by 1 is just 25. Okay, times 1,000 over 1 is just 1,000. And then the next thing I'm going to have to put it in brackets. So 1 over 60 bracket, and there should be a times here, times 1 over 60 in brackets. Because, so when you're doing the opposite, when you're going from seconds to hours, you won't have to put these here you won't have to put these in brackets because they will be 60 over 1, and I'll show you that again in a second. But for this one, when 1 over 60, and it has to be in brackets because if you do 25 times 1,000 times 1 divided by 60, it's just going to go left or right for BEDMAS, and it's going to mess it up. So you have to actually put this in brackets in your scientific calculator, 1 divided by 60, then times bracket 1 divided by 60 again. Okay, once you go through that whole equation, it's going to give you an answer of 6.9 meters per second. Okay, and that's your answer. That is the factor label method. It's very confusing. Okay, but luckily you can watch this video over and over again. So I'm going to show you the opposite one, and I'm just going to pause it. Now, actually, I'm just going to go through the whole process with you. So let's say we were going 6.9 meters per second. So I have meters over second, over 1 second. Okay, so 6.9 meters per second. So this is me going the opposite direction that we just did. So I'm going to go distance again. I need to put meters on the top. So I'm trying to go to kilometers per hour. I should write that. Okay. So 6.9 meters. So I have to put meters on the bottom. So I go 1,000 meters over 1 kilometer. Okay. Then I'm going to go times again. And my second is on the bottom here. So I have to put the second here. So 1 second over 60. Just 1 second here. Okay, so I just confused myself there for a second. Yeah, I wrote that wrong. So I'm going to undo. So yes, seconds still go here. Okay, but it's 60 seconds is 1 minute. Okay, and I should put min so that it's not confused with meters. Times 60 min. I'm just going to leave the m because it's the end of my screen. Equals 1 hour. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cancel out my units. So I have my meters canceled out, seconds cancel out, minutes cancel out. So the 2 units I'm left with are kilometers per hour. Okay, and this is an example right here. So right here, 6.9. So when I rewrite this, I just do the math at 6.9 times, and then this one's going to have to be in brackets, 1 over 1,000. Okay, times 60. So I don't have to put these in brackets right now. Times 60. Excuse me. And when I get through that, I should have the same number as 25 kilometers per hour. Okay. And yes, I just proofed this in there, and I get 24.84 kilometers per hour, or 25 kilometers an hour. Okay, so I know this is messy. The big thing you need to remember, let's just delete everything, is if you're converting kilometers per hour, just to summarize 25, you write your kilometers, and that's over 1 hour. Then you do your distance first and your time after. Okay, so you do 25 kilometers. So the next one is, and you're going to put your kilometers on the bottom, and that's equal to 1,000 meters. Okay, the next time you're going to have your hour up here. 1 hour equals 60 min. And so that's opposite, right? And then again, opposite, 60, or 1 min equals 60 secs. Okay, and then go through unit cancel. Then you have your units left, meters per second, and then go through and do your math, which would be 25 times 1,000 times bracket 1 over 60 times bracket 1 over 60, just as a quick one. Okay. So do it on those steps. Doesn't matter what the number says. You will always get the right answer. Thanks, guys.